afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Talk Sense Show. Today, I have a very special friend of mine on the show. His name is Fawaz, and he comes from Bahrain. Fawaz, welcome to the Talk Sense Show.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me. Thank you for this opportunity, and I hope that we'll be able to share some valuable content about blockchain here in the session today. I'm very lucky to be here with Prem to be able to do this session.
All right. So, Fawaz, one of the things I've been, we've known each other now for nearly half a year to a year. Where we first met was about the fact that we were talking both passionately about blockchain technology. And one of the things I'm very proud of that you have started now back in Bahrain, basically a course on blockchain technology, and you have got fantastic results. Maybe you can share with us what has happened in the last couple of months.
Yeah, exactly. So what's happening now, the whole notion when blockchain came out, it became like sort of, people were skeptic about it. And it was sort of this ambiguous technology when people were not sure how to apply it, whether they should or should not apply it, and how they actually can start a blockchain project or an application for them to be able to leverage the benefit out of it. The good news is in 2018, we covered a lot of what blockchain is, and we were able to distinguish that blockchain is not only about cryptocurrency, and now we actually realize how blockchain can be actually used to promote or to launch different applications across financial services and transportation and real estate. And some companies who are doing this, for example, JP Morgan invested $10 billion in digital transformation, and $5 billion of that is going to be only for blockchain projects and initiatives. So in the course, we cover how to start a blockchain project, how to decide if blockchain is the right technology for your use case, which is, I think, a key point what many executives and directors are thinking about today. How can they actually leverage blockchain and how to start the right way, because you don't want to waste resources and efforts to launch a project and use a technology which you then find out you no longer need, right? So that's what we do in the course. We do an analysis, we discuss the foundations of blockchain, and we continue from there.
All right. So, do you also do something like a fit? Does a blockchain fit to your needs and requirements, basically?
Exactly. So in the course, we cover different blockchain use cases that were implemented successfully in the region, like in Emirates NBD and others. So we look at how blockchain was used for that specific use case, and we look at the benefits that they gained, and we go through that in the course so that the students and the delegate can learn how to apply it in their organization, either to launch a new product or service, or to help them improve their existing products and services using blockchain technology.
Yes, absolutely. So, not always the technology can be used for all kind of solutions, but what you're seeing, say, is there really a fit? So the fit can really, create that benefit as it goes. Now, before we're going to make a bridge towards the use cases of blockchain, I just wanted to see that, you come from Bahrain, basically, where a lot of technology transformation has been happening lately. Maybe you can fill us in what has been happening in Bahrain on this matter.
Yes, so I think Bahrain has been setting a very positive example of how to leverage new technology, especially in financial services. So the CBB, the Central Bank of Bahrain, launched a sandbox program, I think it was 2 years ago, that can help startups be able to apply for it for about 10 months, and they can actually launch their solution in that sandbox and test the response and test their solution on actual clients. It's going to be carefully monitored by the CBB, by the central bank, and after completing the regulation requirements by the CBB, they can then graduate and actually launch their service there. So one big example of that is Rain, which is a regulated, licensed crypto exchange in Bahrain, which allows you to actually trade and purchase Bitcoin solutions. At the same time now, recently, the CBB launched a crypto asset law regulation, which allows startups to use crypto exchanges and cryptocurrency in their initiatives and their solutions.
All right. So, if we look in the UAE, for example, the free zone ADGM is very much, we've been very much proactive, but coming out of Bahrain, of course, you guys have even more progressive when it comes to crypto regulations in the region. So I'm very happy to see that a lot of companies have graduated through this sandbox and are able to come out of it regarding, for example, exchanges. Now, something which is always good to know are basically what are the use cases of a blockchain. Now, one of the things we previously talked also about is basically about the trust issue, which is, in a normal database is not available. Can you maybe elaborate a little bit on this?
Yeah, so one of the main advantages or foundations of blockchain is that once you create a transaction on the chain, you cannot delete it or modify it in any way. It maintains a historical record. In traditional databases, anyone can just delete or modify transactions for different purposes, and that's sort of why blockchain becomes a more competitive advantage on using that. So at the same time, using the same technology, for example, in the UAE, Emirates MBD launched a very successful project, blockchain on their check system. In Bahrain, Benefit Network, or the Benefit Company, is now launching by end of this year KYC on a blockchain, which allows you to authenticate your identity for whenever you open a new bank account, which allows you to reduce the time to verify, confirm your information, and store it on a blockchain transaction to ensure its authenticity and security for that specific application.
So, governments have been also talking for a long time, actually, for us about, having your identity on a blockchain. Is the government of Bahrain also doing something like that, or, looking at, for example, real estate being those notifications being put on a blockchain? Are there any initiatives like that in your region?
In terms of real estate, I think Dubai has been doing a great job, an amazing job actually, on this, like Dubai Land Department, by registering the addresses of villas and homes on a blockchain application. In Bahrain, there's a project now to register car registrations on a blockchain application. The issue is, or the main purpose is, to be able to solve the problem of having many people who like fraud or counterfeit car registrations, to eliminate the bad actors from committing some such acts on fake registrations. So issuing a car registration on a blockchain application to ensure its authenticity and its actual information to be verified and valid on the blockchain.
All right. So I got a question on that. Would that be done on a public blockchain, or would that be done on a permissioned blockchain, basically?
So in this case, for this project, most likely they're going for a private blockchain because it's sensitive information and it deals with the Ministry of Interior. So they want to be able to have it on a private blockchain.
Okay, I got it. Now let's talk about something which is also very interesting, is the fact that you came this week specially for GITEX to be at the Bahrain Pavilion at the World Trade Center here in Dubai to represent basically what's going on in the industry. What was your topic about today and tomorrow basically here at GITEX?
So we're talking about how to start a blockchain project, the impact of blockchain on financial services, very specifically Facebook Libra. It's actually going to have a major impact on financial services and retail banks, and we talk more about that and what exactly those impacts are and what to consider if you are in financial services. We also talk about what core problems that blockchain solves for us.
I got it. So, there are a lot of people who are for Facebook Libra and a lot of people who are against Facebook Libra. Now, let's start off with basically the people who are against it. One of the hottest items is basically privacy, right? Facebook has got many times basically a fine from some kind of regulator, maybe under GDPR or other things, but the fact that remains is that they have crossed the very thin line that using personal data against basically the owners of that data. Is this something, privacy, is this something which is also a big concern according to you?
Yes, absolutely. Especially when it comes to Facebook and the issues which they faced legally in the past, raises a lot of questions about how this is going to be impacting and how they're going to be using such information for the customer. In this case, it's still going to be an unknown, and this is why there is a major a Senate hearing that was assigned by David Marcus, who is the lead project manager on the Facebook Libra. It's available on YouTube, and basically they ask him questions about how this is going to be implemented on a technical level. Facebook ensured that they will be working closely with all the regulations in the US and in Europe to ensure it meets all regulatory requirements in order to ensure the service works successfully. But we have to wait and see how is that going to be planned out once they launch next year.
Of course, I mean, once you can make a promise and delivery could be something else. I mean, we've both been working on IT projects also in our past where we have the requirements ready, but at the same time, when it comes to delivery, it could be a little bit different because the world has changed as well as we go forward. Now, let's talk about the positives about this project called Libra, is the fact that 20 different entities have now, signed up together in this association where they are able to go out and create a unified token, if I might call it, right? So, I mean, I'm using an Uber, and that same token I can also use at Starbucks. So that's really phenomenal, looking at how things could be going forward. Now, WhatsApp is also part of the Facebook family, I would like to call it. I mean, it's one of the companies which is under the Facebook, under Mark Zuckerberg, basically, and it is widely spread. According to, if I look at my own usage of the mobile phone, WhatsApp is the #1 app I use the most. On a daily basis, without WhatsApp, I'm kind of handicapped. Now, looking at that and the integration of a digital wallet on top of that is something which is technically already possible. Now, the question is that, of course, that money transfer wires from going from one wallet to another wallet can be kind of cumbersome as we look at, for example, here in the GCC region, there's a lot of export remittances, basically, of capital going outside of this region because of the expats who send back their money, basically. Now, looking at that, how will Facebook or WhatsApp, for that matter, create a positive effect on this?
Okay, so if you look at currently, I mean, we've got two main problems. One, whenever for expats to be able to send money abroad, they have to go to any of the local exchange house and they pay the transaction fee, and they also pay the exchange rate. Because when you go to any exchange house, you say you want to send money to Philippines or to India or any other country, when you look at the exchange rate on Google and you show them, you're not getting the same exchange rate that's on Google. Each exchange house is different. So they give you a different rate. So that's where they make the commissions up, in addition to the transaction fee which they charge the customer. So on average, you have to pay a 10-15% on sending money across. So the second problem is that whenever you make any payment, let's say you're paying your mobile bill to do or to Salat, the merchant, in this case do or to Salat, they have to pay 3% on average credit card fees to the credit card companies for them to accept your payment, right? So these are two high cost transactions which we face today. So Facebook Libra is trying to solve this problem by using Libra as a method, one, to use it to send money across the world at zero cost or almost zero fees, as they stated. And that way, the next time you open or you do your WhatsApp upgrade on your app, on your update by next year, you'll have, let's say, welcome to the Libra coin, and you'll be able to send that money across to any person in the world at zero cost, eliminate the problem of you paying commission fees on that transaction.
Fantastic. So, I mean, this could be as easy as just, sending a WhatsApp. You're able to send money using, for example, the WhatsApp network. Now, a big comparison, if you look in China, we see, for example, WeChat, where it is very, very normal basically to do all your payments through a WeChat, which is basically an equivalent, a Chinese version of a WhatsApp, basically, as it is today. So it is already shown that it is possible. Now, the thing is that, these companies who are worldwide presence when it comes to MasterCard, Visa, and Uber, for example, and Starbucks, who are joining into this association to be part of this movement. Now, one of the things I'm very positive about is the fact that basically, Facebook is big. They got 2.7 billion people on their platform. So for them to have acceptance of it in the market is really, really positive. What do you think about the mass adoption of this kind of technology?
In my personal view, I think the popularity of Libra would be in the same comparison as the explosive growth that we've seen with Instagram and WhatsApp. Mainly because of how easy it is, and at almost zero cost you'll be able to send money over from your WhatsApp mobile directly to any person in the world at zero cost. So the other problem which Facebook solves with Libra is currently if you use cryptocurrency to send money abroad, you're paying you're risking the valuation because the cryptocurrency goes up and down almost on a daily basis. So there's that risk of the valuation of that currency. With Libra, they're going to link Libra to 5 different fiat currencies to ensure it's stable across the board, which is a powerful way to mitigate the risk of the valuations and fluctuations in the currency. And this gives you more security and trust that when you send Libra to your friends, let's say instantly, they're not going to lose the value of the fluctuation of the currency.
So that is also a very positive thing. Again, the technology is just really breaking down all these costs to such a low level that it would be possible to use. So I mean, what you need is basically a phone with some data on it, might be Wi-Fi or just a package of data, and from there to take it forward. So Fawaz, before I'm going to let you go, I want to know also about the future plans you have set apart for, again, first of all, your blockchain trainings, but other activities as well. Maybe you can share with our audience what is in the pipeline for us.
So we're doing the blockchain training is going on now. We finished in July session, August and September. The next training is going to be on the 27th of October. It's a 3-day training, and it's going to be in the Wyndham Hotel in Bahrain. And the next one's going to be in November and December. We're trying to make it on a monthly basis. Again, our aim is to be able to educate the public, the private sector and the public sector, how to leverage blockchain to really improve their products and services, and we believe this training will help bridge that gap and help them launch services that can help improve their value proposition to their end customers. Future plans, I'm also currently consulting on a blockchain project as well in Dubai, and very soon going to be in Saudi Arabia. So that's also going to be in the pipeline for end of this year to next year.
All right. Fawaz, thank you so much for coming on Talk Sense and giving what's going on in Bahrain, because it's very much needed to see what the region is doing as a whole. Investing into different kind of technologies, maybe blockchain or digital banks or other things, digital payments as we go forward. I think it's very, very interesting to see what is going on. I want to thank you for coming on, and I hope to see you soon again.
Thank you very much, Prem. I'm very grateful to be here, and many thanks for the opportunity to be able to share this content for the viewers. And I look forward to any future opportunities that we can engage to help bridge the gap of knowledge and blockchain for the future.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.